What's up YouTube, it's PJ and I'm back for another video. First things first, I hope everybody had an awesome Christmas, spending it with family and just enjoying time together, and hopefully you were praising God for what He did in your life over the last year as we look forward to New Year's. I hope and pray that you have some awesome plans for 2019, and that God blesses those for you. Uh, and I know I've got some awesome ideas for the channel in 2019, so it's gonna be fun to have you guys along for the ride. So if you're just stumbling on the channel, my name is PJ. I'm a 23-year-old college student living with cerebral palsy. So if you're interested in getting a little insight into what living life with a disability feels like, looks like, hit the like button and the subscribe button, and just hang on, because 2019, I have a feeling, is going to be a little crazy, which is kind of the topic that I wanted to cover in this video, because I have a huge announcement that's really got me pumped up and got me really excited. So, if you guys have been following me a while, you know that I volunteer with Joni and Friends, which is, for anybody who doesn't know, is a disability ministry started by Johnny Erickson Tata. It's actually what I want to that's actually who I want to work for after I get out of college in about a year and a half. So, I've been volunteering with them, pretty consistently, over the last, this will be my 5th year of going to their summer family retreats that they have for families affected by disabilities of any sort. So I help train volunteers for the week they're there on wheelchair safety and wheelchair etiquette, and that's something they can take with them way beyond camp. But this summer, I really started feeling the need. The family retreats are completely volunteer staffed. The local office, or local, for whatever area you're in, their staff is there, but they're the only paid staff that are there. So besides the staff of the place you're holding the camp, but they're not doing anything with the camp other than making sure we have what we need and all that stuff. So basically, it's an all volunteer run week. People take weeks off of work during the summer, so generally people don't have to worry about school. Some of us do summer classes, but we let our professors know ahead of time, hey, I'm gonna be out this week, I need to figure out a way to get my work to you either early or uh, take an extension. But um, one thing I noticed this year, or over the last couple years, but really this year, is that you can never have too many volunteers, because not only does because the way it works, each family gets a volunteer for uh, kids, and regardless of whether the person who's primarily affected with the disability, like I am, um, is a kid or an adult, they get a volunteer. So everybody's covered. So the primary caregivers can have a couple hours each day of just alone time with God or with their spouse, whatever the case may be. And then the volunteer is with the family and everything else throughout the week to help with meals uh, and stuff like that. The only thing we don't do is administer meds. But uh, if the family is okay with us helping with bathroom if needed, we do that. We're the extra set of hands to help the families for that week, to take some of the stress of living with a family member affected by a disability off uh, the rest of the family. And then the siblings get volunteers, so they get some one-on-one time. Um, but I noticed this year that our numbers were pretty big volunteer wise, but our numbers family wise were also pretty big. Um, so, um, we still, even though we had extra volunteers, we still didn't have enough to cover all of our bases. So when I got back, I started praying and asking people that I knew the ministry and knew how it's set up, about me possibly going out and speaking at churches, um, and trying to get some interest up within college ministries and youth groups about possibly volunteering as a mission trip. So I approached a local church that I know really, really well, and back in November, I took two of their service times, are part of their service times, to present what my thoughts and what my experiences were. Well, I had two friends, which I believe I have mentioned on the channel before, Mariah and Miranda. They are two sisters who have volunteered with me the last 2 years since I started volunteering with the office in Knoxville. They came up from where they live um, for the weekend to help me, and by the end of that first day, we were all sitting around at dinner afterwards talking, and the three of us were just like, we need to take this and run with it. So when I emailed basically my boss in Knoxville, because I'm kind of a volunteer intern for them now when they need stuff, um, because they know this is what I want to do, and I'm only like an hour and a half away. So I emailed her, and she's in charge of uh, going around to all the different churches um, that support the local side of the ministry. And I'm like, uh, we've got this idea. Has anybody else thought of it ministry wide or further up the food chain? And she's like, no. It's always been up to the individual offices to recruit and get interest about family retreat out. So, if you want to get something together and run with it, I'm completely fine. That's one less thing I have to worry about. So we said, all right. And we said, we'll run everything we have are coming up with through the Knoxville office just so we cover our bases, and if somebody further up the food chain notices, they can go to the Knoxville office, and the Knoxville office can say, yes, they're running everything they do through us, making sure it lines up through the with the ministry's values and what we as a ministry stand for. So over the last couple months, me, Mariah, and Miranda, with input from the Knoxville office, have been knocking around ideas about names, logos, mission statements, bullet points. So we had a goal, or not really a goal, but we had all said that over Christmas, over the month that I was out of school for Christmas break, and when stuff pretty much slowed down for all of us, we were going to sit down and really start working hot and heavy on getting, maybe not necessarily getting into churches, but getting our name out there and getting our stuff set up. So when we could or do start talking to churches, we have a logo, we have a place for them to send questions, we have a place for them to go look at pictures and stuff like that. So the big announcement that's got me all fired up this morning is yesterday all that stuff started coming together. So the RED project, which stands for recruit, equip, and deploy, officially launched last night. I spent my evening setting up Instagram pages and an Instagram page, an email address. I'm gonna work on a Facebook page later today, probably. So yeah, that's the big announcement, and that is part of the reason I've been so absent from doing videos the last couple of weeks. Plus, with the holiday rush, and I've been dealing with some personal stuff that I was needing to work through. So, but yeah, Red is live. So if you're in the Tennessee or Northwest Georgia area and you think you have a church or even if you're not, but you know somebody who is, um, who would, who you think would be interested in having us come speak, or at least getting information, uh, comment down below and I can connect with you and get you the email address and stuff. I may try to link it in the description. That doesn't always work, such as YouTube uh, problems that us creators have to deal with. Sometimes the stuff we want to work doesn't. But if you want to follow us on our journey, uh, the thing that is live right now, and you can go do that on is our in is on Instagram. It's red365. Just RED 365, um, and follow us, and you can be a part of the journey. So, and as stuff progresses, I'll let you guys know. So, I'll let you guys know how you can pray. And right now, that's just being praying that as we continue to set this stuff up, that we do everything that we do to honor and glorify God, and that we get the opportunity to go spread our message and get people interested in helping serve these awesome families who a lot of times that week at camp is the only church experience they get because of having to deal with disabilities, whether it's the disability is just too difficult to get everybody to church. So um, part of the family goes one week and part of the family stays and then they switch off. Or more often than not, a lot of times churches who aren't equipped to handle people with disabilities ask the families not to come back because they're, in their eyes, the person who has the disability causes too much trouble for everybody else, and that is not the case 99% of the time. So, not only is the goal to spread awareness about camp, but the goal is also to spread awareness that just because you have a disability doesn't mean you can't live a productive life. And I'll be honest, that's something I struggle with almost on a daily basis because it's one of those things where you're like, I don't want to deal with this right now, but I'm learning more and more recently that if I want to live, I just live a productive life. I just have to fight through the fear and the frustration that my disability causes. So, as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. And I will see you guys later.